Alright, folks, so let's get this game finished up. Aladdin Part 4. This is Acidic Roots, and we've got a lot to tackle here. So, cheapest and most treacherous of the 6 stages, but it's probably just because it's the final stage. Lots of enemies, more so than most stages, but you do have to kind of pay attention. As long as you have, like, your reflexes up, this is really not too terrible a stage. So, and really out of the 2 boss fights, I would say that the second one is easier than the first, as long as you have the cloth. But I just feel like, yeah, Jafar's attack pattern's a little bit trickier to kind of counter with the first one. I mean, he has various type things that he'll do, so. But so Aladdin's here to save the day. He's still going. He's taking a licking and he keeps on ticking. That's how it goes. Some cases, you know, it feels. I mean, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. It's kind of lost my nerve, you know, brain fart, whichever. The apples kind of help in secondary causes, like those sword enemies, you cannot hit them with them, but you can hit the lamps that will burn those enemies, so that's kind of the thing. And they will hit Iago to make the skull things easier to deal with. And, so yeah, secondary uses and such. But I still like to have the apples. I will actually go for them during a normal playthrough for me, just because really Aladdin does not have that many means of attack. So that's kind of the thing, is he only brings, when he goes to war, he only brings apples. You know, that's all he needs. So really, I don't know where the magic carpet is around this time. He could have sailed past all of this, you know. Surprisingly, Abu isn't in this either. So he was floating through the stages at the beginning, the Cave of Wonders in the first stage, so. Yep, so the cheapo tactics of this sort of stuff put me in a bad position, but I'm just going to take the hit and then get back to it, you know. So, we're almost at Jafar. It's going to happen within the next few minutes. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Because really, I mean, don't get to this boss and have like a pit in your stomach and think, oh, I mean, maybe for like the first part, but after you get a game over or 2, or, you know, you fuck around and lose a couple lives, I would say it works like cake. You know, this is simple enough boss. But, just keep in mind that the attack pattern is, you know, the main thing. So we'll get to that. For now, let's just deal with the rising flames and watch everything kind of go up in flames. Trying to keep my cat from hitting the keyboard, because that'll screw with the recording. But she likes when I talk, so I've got my Abu companion somewhat. An earlier playthrough of this, I had a burp. That was kind of a nice one. Sometimes I just will randomly burp, and I like keeping it. And it's like, oh yeah, that's fitting. You know, like an enemy got hit by an apple and I burped. It's kind of those sentiments, but I don't have any drinks near me to assist with that. It's been surprising, you know, milk has actually made me burp. Strange enough, you know, I'll have cereal and then I'll be burping up a storm. hint hint, I do have a video. If you're wondering where that came from, I have a video called Burping Up a Storm. I recommend you watch it. Maybe I'll put an annotation or something if I could. Yep, so you do need to use these pulleys to get further along in the stage. I don't know if you have to use both, but I just did for the hell of it. So. Alright, we're practically at Jafar, so this is kind of the pain in the rear, but, you know, it's just more getting used to his pattern. Once you do that, if you can memorize these patterns, it just becomes that much simpler. So what he's going to do is he's going to drop his scepter, it'll shock you, and then you use that to bounce up to hit him. And the problem with it is he'll do this little attack to kind of keep you confused. So. And then of course when you hit him, he attacks you with lightning, but it'll always be in the same 3 places. I don't remember if I die here. You know, you'd think it would be typical just because, but... So, about 6 or 7 hits is what it takes to down Jafar. Didn't seem like I would have a joke for that, but I don't. That's a negative. Yep, this is another little spot where apples come in handy and such. So what else are you guys doing while you're watching this playthrough? You watching TV? You like to multitask with some of your activities? Because that's what I'll do at times with Let's Plays. I'll have something else going, be cooking food, or maybe I'll have 2 TVs, something like that, where I can do some other things. You know, it's fun to do that. You know, make yourself a pizza. You know, you have my official permission to do that. Popcorn, I don't give a shit. Alright, so, yep, like I was saying, this boss, you know, it'll take like 2 or 3 monkeys off your back if you have the cloth when you do it. This is kind of the thing. This boss, I think, takes 7 or 8 hits, I don't remember. It's not 9, but, you know. So, you gotta keep in mind that this will go in the lava, and, that's the main reason. When I was trying to do this a few days ago without the cloth, I mean, it's like pixel perfect, you know, as far as trying to jump when that shit dips into the lava. This is like the main thing. Kind of, Aladdin is like some sort of MacGyver, you know, that's the thing. If he's beating this snake enemy / genie character with just cloth and apples, you know, it's kind of the main thing. He might as well be, you know, MacGyver beats it. I don't remember if he had a movie. I know he had a television show that sit there and say that all he's doing is just, you know, just a Swiss Army knife and coconut. I'm really trying to keep the cat from hitting the keyboard, because that will pause this. If I put her down, she's just going to jump right back up, so You must deal with my added woes with the Gatos. Not really so much woes, but additional presents. I like how the snake still dipped despite the fact that he was dying. You know, for a typical Samaritan, or I forget the word I'm trying to use here. For a typical hapless person, that might have killed them, much to your rage. You know. Whoa. Kind of like Kelly, you know, that's who that reminded me of. For fans of my videos, you know. You remember Kelly Bloomberg? Like, whoa, shit. Whoa. The genie has more power than you will ever have, Jafar. I don't know, I start to like this game a lot more than I did as recent as a year ago. I mean, I was at the point where I was willing to take this cartridge out of the Super Nintendo and hit it with a stick or something, but it's really not that bad. I don't know what changed in me within the past year, but this kind of happened. It's like, and I'll tell you, I haven't touched this game in a year, so I don't know how I got the skill set to be able to beat this whole entire game. This must have been like my brain kind of putting together like some sort of municipals or something, some sort of stratagems. I must be dreaming about Aladdin or something. I want to be the prince. I must secretly want to be a prince or something. Ride a magic carpet. But this is where the game kind of kicks in its emo stuff. I don't know if you could typically say that Disney is emo, but I think that they could stand to be. You know, we didn't use the word emo in the 90s, but Disney is definitely emo. All them shits. Aladdin, Toy Story, all them shits are emo as hell. That's the thing, you know, 6-year-olds and 3-year-olds and, you know, kids, they are all in their feelings. We don't even consider that to be emo related. It's like, yeah, quit being emo, damn it. You know, shut up and watch Terminator. You know, I don't know, but yeah. So we're getting ready to go through some extenuated credits here. You know, obviously I got the bad ending, you know, boo-hoo, but I did. And I don't know, I mean, the thing about this is I did not play through this whole game in one sitting. I did the password function, so, you know, the gems were not even on my mind. But, you know, if you want the extra challenge and the extra ending, you can mess around with it. But you gotta understand that these red gems are in places that have repugnant, you know, attitude. They purposely know that you're gonna be pissed off to do it. I mean, if there would have been like an extra stage, I might have seen the incentive, but it's mostly, you know, I don't discredit them for doing it, but you gotta understand that that's like, you know, the expert course. Revisit this stuff. I don't remember what I said when this song first came up. I think I was just like, hell. It's like the song of the goblins. You can see them swaying their lighters in the air or something. They turn all emo like everyone else. I wonder if there were ever Disney concerts where they just did that sort of stuff. It could happen. So if you were trying to read the text, I admit I apologize for that, you know. Just go, I mean, that's the point. I mean, you're not supposed to watch this just once. This is supposed to be like a ride that you revisit. You watch this in February, you come back in May or something and watch it again, or June. You know, you'd say, oh yeah, that's funny, he did have jokes. The hapless nature of Aladdin and his gang, you know, it's like, oh yeah. Just call me Al. You know, I mean, it's typical attitude for that sort of shit. You know, he's got some princess, he's like, oh, just call me Al. I ain't no hero. Al sounds like such a trucker name, you know. Big Al, something like that. More like Big L. Big loser. No, I'm just joshing, but you get the idea. N. Dudley. Call me Dr. N. Dudley. So, another 50 seconds is what's left. You know, I encourage you to go do something. You know, after watching this, you know, get pumped. Start some sort of goal or something, you know, and finish a goal. You know, go back to something like I did after like 4 years of not fucking with it.